All right, how you guys doing today? I wanted to do a quick live. I wanted to test out this program. I want to give first a shout out to USMC over from the Eyeless Discord who reached out to me and told me about StreamYard, as well as came up with that awesome intro. So I'm sort of just messing with the settings here, and it really is cool. I've been messing with this actually all week just to sort of, you know, just get into it and just learn the different features. And I do like it, I think, a little bit better than OBS. The beautiful thing about this is that we're going to be able to bring in live guests, which we're going to start with that on Sunday, and I'm pretty excited. I already have been reaching out to some of the yeah, I do. I think it's really really cool. I'm very happy with it. But I have reached out to multiple marketing directors, managing directors, investment directors, and CEOs just to try and build up the just the guest list for the next couple months and get people on so that way they could share information. And like I said, I'm just having fun messing with this thing, and it's pretty cool. So I wanted to wait for a couple more people to hop on and just basically talk about a couple of the happenings this today, especially with CYBL and Qind. We're going to get into that, which is pretty cool. So I hope you guys are having a great day. It's been a long day for me, but I can't wait to talk a little bit about CYBL. So welcome everybody. Welcome all 6 of you for a Tuesday night. I just wanted to randomly do this just because why not? Well, let's just get into this. I'm not going to keep waiting here, but Lisa, Matthew, Scott, welcome. OTC forever. Always good to have you guys. And this is great. This is cool. Yeah. This program comes with like different side features and stuff. So I'm still sort of navigating. So just bear with me. Be patient. But okay, so yes, the picture, it's funny, Scott, thanks for bringing that up. I'm actually working on a different webcam, and if my brother's watching this right now, he actually brought a couple more over because I'm not getting that 4K resolution, but I don't know, maybe some of you think the blur is better. You never know. I might break the camera. Who knows? But yeah, no, I am working on updating some of my equipment so that way I can stream in multiple locations, which I've done in the past, but I want to make it more accessible to you guys because I'm going to be covering a lot more, so as I've been doing lately. So I will continue to update that and just keep working at it and trying to get better and better at as I do this. So first I want to talk a little bit about, and the one thing that I want you to bear with me is when I screen share, it does, like, I can't just go right to the shot. I actually have to like do this. Boom. Let's see. And then you got to look at crazy like five me's. I'm glad this is a blue mic. I love it. I'm glad it sounds good. 5,000. Hey, 5,000 subscribers, by the way, is the goal for the end of the year. That's my goal. I want to get up to 5,000 subscribers. I want to keep covering different stocks in the OTC, share different bourbons with you, just have some great conversations. I have an awesome 2 guests coming on Sunday, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. And I think it's going to be an informative time as always. But I want to talk first, and I apologize if I'm not like finding the comments right away, just because I have to switch off screen, see how I have to just go back. But I'm gonna get better at this. It's not gonna be like this every time. So thank you for bearing with me. I'm glad the sound is coming through. I actually had some sound issues the other day. I'm glad it's coming through. So IGPK, I gotta say, I'm not bragging here, but I was really, really happy with my buy-in. I was. So I did take some profit. I've been up multiple times, reaching that 100% mark, which is great. And I got in all the way down here at 7, and I waited patiently for it. So, take some profit there. I took some profit, right at least 14. I did get some profit at 15 once, and I brought it right over to RITE. And so the thing about IGPK is their website's updated. Actually, let me take a look at that right now. Let me see what I got here. I think this is it. If it pulls up, there it is. Integrated cannabis solution. So yeah, there were some boo-boos on the website, but they fixed those right away. So I hope you guys can see this website right now. It looks nice. All right. So there were some misspellings, but hey, I'm not gonna pick on them. But they just launched the site. I'm glad they caught it. They cleaned it up and whatever. So we're learning more about the whole Houdini Labs acquisition, and we're gonna hopefully be getting more about that, because a lot of the reason why you guys invested in IGPK is because of the cannabis sector. So it looks like that it's going through. They own 49.9% of it. That's really my only concern, is that they don't own a majority. So we'll see what's going on with that. And as you can tell, I am wearing, Gene, I'm wearing the very comfortable Buffalo Fireside Chats shirt that you sent up. And now that I know that you got different colors, Gene is very passionate about the apparel side of this company. Now that I know that you're offering different colors, I am going to totally order some of these in like dark gray, blue, black, definitely. So that's cool. If you get a chance to check out Native Outfitters, give that a shot. So give this a, navigate this thing, at your own leisure. It's igpk.org and everything's right here. I like the layout of this website actually. So it's pretty simple. And I'm not going to look too deeply into this. Just like I said, I'm just like sort of throwing this out there today and having a little fun and whatnot. So that's that. I got in at 7. I took some profit. I still have 1.4 something million shares, about 1.5 million shares. Very happy with that. I'm holding them long because I think this puppy is going to start cooking, and I'm going to go more into the technical analysis of that in another video, because some stock player 30 actually put a couple things up with IGPK, basically saying that this is due for a run based on what he's saying. So, and I am no technical analyst, but hey, I'll take it. If somebody wants to be positive and say that this thing's on the verge of a run, I'm all for that, especially when I have a million shares of it. So I brought it over to Rite, and I had an order in at 0006 for most of the day today, and it just did not grab. It just didn't grab. So, I mean, I don't, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to get, hopefully my 6s tomorrow morning. I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to put it in the pre-market, and I'm going to put it for 6. And they came out with their annual. There's really nothing. We're waiting on news. I think we're waiting on a merger for this company. So it's a big lotto play. But, if this thing does run, if there is a good merger, this could be very, the return on investment can be very, very nice. And I think I'm probably going to do the same thing. I'm going to shave some at 14 or 15 if it gives me the option. I know some of you are thinking like, why are you waiting for 100x? Take the 8x or, the 50x or no, I'm waiting just for that 100%. I'm waiting for it to run. That's it. That's my plan. I'm just like I waited for IGPK to wait for it to double, be patient. And then there's opportunities to load when it goes down, when it sets that new floor. Like I think right here, if you look, there it is. It was there at 6 with solid support. There was a little bit of a dip here at 5, but really 6 has been a solid support for RITE. So whatever, I'm willing to risk it and go in. So hopefully I will have about 1 million shares, a little more than 1 million shares of this one by the end of the day tomorrow. We'll see. And that's all I'm going to go in with this thing right here. I'm actually going to check the chat log right here just to make sure I'm keeping up to speed. It looks like we're all right here. All right. So Miracle Investor, he's going to be one of my guests on Sunday. And this guy is big into Inqd. That's one of his plays. He has a whole DD packet that he put together. If you have a chance, go on his Twitter account. That's what I want you to do. Go on his Twitter page and give this guy a follow. He only has 36 followers. I got a chance to meet him at the Eyeless shareholder meeting. Nice guy, great guy, and I can't wait to have him on the show. And they actually have, he has a family business. They have, it's a homemade Bloody Mary mix. So I'm hoping to get some of that before the actual live, so I get a chance to try it. But he's going to be talking a bit about that business, and he's going to be going into his DD packet. Hopefully, if he's watching this now, he knows. With Inqd, he's going to be going through all this. I went through this a little bit of this before, but I'm not looking to do any of that anytime soon. It's not on my list, but I still want to cover it because, well, for those of you that are, some of you are invested in this one, and why the hell not? All right, so I'm going to check back at the live right here. What is going on? I'm at CGRA. I just got in here. Can you answer? Are they okay? This is the thing. I'm in CGRA because of Nick Link. I think that they're going to have acquisitions coming. Ozzy, what is going on? How you doing, buddy? And so do I think they're going to be all right? I absolutely do. I think they have a clear plan in place. I don't think it's going to happen overnight. I think it's going to do what it does. I ordered a shirt from the Savage Barbell website just this week, and I should be getting it soon. And I'm going to do a review on it, on their products. So I think we're just waiting for acquisitions. I really want to find out who's going to be on their board. That's my big thing. Like who's going to be on their board. So I think that's going to matter who they bring in. how many people they're going to bring in, who's going to ultimately end up being the CEO. Because remember, Nick Link is just the interim CEO. If I remember correctly, he's just the interim CEO. I think he's just trying to line things up. So I have not sold any CGRA. I'm actually looking to add more CGRA. That's on my list of things to add. I'm trying to add these companies that have catalysts in the works, that have reports coming out, they have revenues, they have actual products that are going to hopefully survive this economic downturn. You know, there's a lot of people saying it's going to get worse. I hope it doesn't, but you always got to be prepared. And I really want to try and load up on companies that I think are going to survive this thing. So, you know, I look at, you know, like Eyeless and CYBL. I think those two companies and Quality International, you know, they have a workbook, a work log or order log, I'm sorry, for that could supply them for the next couple of years. So they're in good shape. So let's get into that. Let's talk a little bit about QIND. Now, QIND, I got to say, I have not been in this one. I regret not getting in this one. My target was 28 cents. And really, it's, you know, if you're getting into this, you could get 20, you could have got 25s. It dipped pretty nicely there. But I want to make something clear. And I remember when the ticker changed from WSFT to QIND, it finished off at 28 cents. And it really held 28 cents nicely. That was my call. I said it was going to hold 28 cents nicely, and it would be a really good buying point. A little bit higher than some of the professional technical analysis people would have went. But had you utilized that 28 cents, and I did mention this before, you had a chance to take profit here. You had a chance to take profit here, right there. And now, you know, I'm sure people took profit prior, but you know, there's four chances to take profit there. I mean, and now this thing's soaring, and hopefully the trend continues. And the big thing is that I want you guys to realize that, you know, it's people are like, well, they're only focused on QIND. They're only focused on the subsidiaries. Yeah, they're focused on the subsidiaries. Yeah, they're focused on the other controlling blocks of the tickers that they have and the other acquisitions, because it's bringing in value to the parent company, because Eyeless gets to report all the financials. They get to report all of this. And so when they own 75% of QIND, I'm sorry, Quality International, that's important. All right. Actually, I meant QIND. It's the controlling block at 75%. So I'm sorry for the misspeaking there. But if you look at Eyeless, you know, we went up 6.65% today. Hopefully this is following suit. Hopefully people are trying to say, all right, well, there's an influx of cash coming into QIND. This puppy's going to run. And I know a lot of you are going to take those profits and bring them back to Eyeless, which is great. That's something I should have done. I absolutely regret not doing that. I should have done it, you know, but I think that I really do think that things are going to work out in the long term for Eyeless. I don't think it's going to happen overnight. You know, it's just not. It's a long-term investment. You know, when I started investing a couple years ago, I say 5 to 10 years. You know, a lot of you are concerned about the lockup. You think it's not going to do anything. For somebody like me, I definitely want the lockup, because I'm going to get an opportunity. Hopefully, we're going to find out more details. And I did pry in the interview. I did pry as much as I can, and I got what I got. You know, there's lots of times when I throw questions at JP and I just, you know, he doesn't give me exactly what I want to hear, but I mean, or what we want to hear, but it's a business. They're operating in the capacity that they have to, and they're going to give us the answers that they're going to give us, whether we like the answers or not. A lot of people want a reverse split. I don't think that really matters right now, because look at all the value that they have been adding. I think the whole Quality International thing with help me out here, with the tranche payments, I think that's great, because it's based on the performance of those work orders, the performance of the company itself. So, and you know, there's not going to be any breach of contract. The contract's not going to break. There's no breach clause, if I'm correct, if that's correct term, if that isn't or in the first and second tranches. So, you know, I think that they're going about things the right way. But if you look at the value that they added under the Eyeless umbrella, they aren't bloating the outstanding share count. They just aren't. You know, they just removed 40 million shares. Finally, it was official. So, you know, it's one of those things, like, do we want it to be instant gratification? Do we want to, like, yeah, hell, man. Do I want a $3 Eyeless share price? Absolutely, I do. Am I willing to wait? Yeah, I'm using this as more time to buy more shares. I haven't done so, not as much as I wanted to, but, you know, this is a substantial play. Yes, Yes, unboxing bastard. It is the Buffalo Fireside Chats from Native Outfitters. If you're just joining, if you want a shirt, I'm sure I could order one from Native Outfitters, or just tell them you want the Buffalo Fireside Chat special. There's no Buffalo Fireside Chat special. I'm only kidding. John Christiani, I love the channel. Longtime Patriots fan. Get out. Get out. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome, John. Nice to have you. And now the Bills control the AFC East. I hope Rickers isn't watching. CYBL being current anytime soon. I'm going to touch on that in a second. But J7 Cars, what's going on? Eyeless Army ready for duty. But I gotta say, I hope the Bills really pull through next year. They better not. And I gotta hang on. I'm just gonna say this right out. If anybody is watching that works for any sports news network or anything, please do not pick the Bills to win the Super Bowl. The minute they did that, I was like, no, that's not going to happen. Thank you for jinxing us. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. So it is what it is. I mean, I don't, it's not a shock to me. You know what I mean? It's just, Ozzy, thank you very much. It's not a shock. It is not a shock that, it worked out the way it did. I've lived in Buffalo my whole life. I'm used to it. 4 Super Bowls. All right, I'm not going to get into this. All right, John, do you see what you started here? Do you see what you started, man? Killing me. So yeah, so Qind, I did call that at 28, and I wish I would have taken advantage of that, but it is what it is. So I'm just happy to be an Eyeless shareholder and whatnot. And another a ticker that I think is very undervalued is DRCR, and I want to cover DRCR more. I just haven't bought shares, and I called them at an 18 cent. I like them at 18 cents, and they're sitting. I don't know what they finished at. They were at 17 at one point today. Would have been a great buy, but I'm sticking to my plan and I'm executing the way I feel I need to execute, and hopefully it pays off. All right, let's keep moving on. Oh, we're going to talk a little CYBL beast mode activated. This guy is all over it. Let me share this with you guys right here. Yes. And I was at the dojo, and I got out and I got a chance to see that we have amended filings. I haven't looked at them yet. And by the way, one person that I am going to have on the show, if you are on Twitter and you follow Sam Aker, he does articles. The guy's a CPA. He's very, very smart. And he broke down the CYBL, the first filings. He was discussing how he wasn't satisfied with it. And there were things that needed to be changed and updated. And look, CYBL did it. That's great. So hopefully, if you get a chance, check out his channel. He's covering a lot of stocks. He puts out some nice, very objective articles. Sometimes I like what he has to say. Sometimes I don't. But you know what? I think he does. And he puts a little humor in his articles too, if you could find it. I do like his style. He's very objective, and he just really comes at it straightforward. So give him a like and a follow, and sort of check out his articles. Sam Aker Finance. So CYBL. All right, let's take a look at this. Beast mode activated. This guy's all over it. All right. I really like his the picture graphs or whatever the hell we call these things. I do. So he posted here, and he posted amended annual 2022 filing was just delivered to the OTCM for review. Attorney letter will follow. Then annual 2021 filing submitted to the OTCM, and one more attorney letter. OTCM will review and fingers crossed return Cyberlux to pink current and drop CE status. All right. And he posted here, and he sort of breaks this down a lot. The amended annual 2022 filing has been delivered to the OTCM. Acquisitions, revenue, SEC audit. All right, they're looking to get fully SEC compliant. They have these DoD contracts. They are going to want to be, they want everything squared away. Multiple new foreign markets, NATO, DoD, Ukraine, law enforcement. When I had him on the show, I had Mark, I specifically asked him if they were going to use this in domestic agencies, and he said he couldn't comment at the time. So I'm assuming that they have done some type of training or something along those lines with agencies. Now that's just me throwing out some speculation. So, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. I know. Let's see, Operation Alpha, which they've done. UAS, Cyberlux Defense Advisory Board, clear path to pink current. All right. We're talking about a lot of money here. These guys this stock should be flying off the charts right now, in my personal opinion. These are huge catalysts. This is a lot of money. And this is my personal opinion. We know about the files or the filings with the DoD. And we didn't see those in the annual report because these things were delivered in Q1 of this year. So that's when I think we're going to see these. I think it was they were reported upon delivery. If I'm wrong, you could call me out on it. This is just me yip yapping here. But I think what we're going to see is they have a contract for 1,000 drones in the scope of a war and whatever contracts that they have in multiple new foreign markets. I think they're going to be selling a lot more than 1,000 drones. So if you put two and two together, and if you look at the 100+ million that they're going to bring in just from this sale, I think we're looking at hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And I think that this thing could absolutely fly off the rails and go parabolic. And I'm not saying it's going to, but man, how many of you would absolutely love to see this thing go on a tear? Because I know multiple people that are loading thousands and thousands of dollars waiting to buy in CYBL. I would love to get in a couple more shares. I have 1 million+ shares. I'm happy with it. I want to get back up to my average, and I want to see this thing fly off the rails. They have an incentive to reach 10 cents. They have an incentive to reach 25 cents and beyond. Mark wants to see this company go to the NASDAQ. I know he wants to see this thing fly. So right now they need to get their priorities straight with the paperwork, and they got to stop having these things happen with and there's always going to be some kind of amendments. I know Eyeless, they have to do an amendment. Sometimes you miss things. It just happens. Sometimes you got to tidy up your paperwork. You miss something. I've done it. How many of you have ever sent an email with an attachment, but the attachment, well, it never makes it with the email, so sometimes people forget, but I get where you guys are coming from. These guys are getting paid big money to make sure these filings are in order, and they should be. So I think that is going to be a priority for them moving forward. So I hope that helps. I just want to check the, can you send out a message when CYBL is available for purchase in the USA? Absolutely, I will. I'll make sure I send something out. I will, even if it's a short in the morning. If I'm waking up and I see that thing and it's updated and it's pink current, I will let you guys know. I'll put a community post on the YouTube as well, and I will make sure that I put it out on Twitter. I know that is going to be like huge news, and I think what we're going to see, you're going to know between 9 and 9:30 whether or not they're pink current or not, because the buying pressure coming from the U.S. is going to be very, very strong. And not to forget, they're going to start dropping news after this. Well, I think that they would. I think that there's waiting to get pink current. I think they're going to just open the floodgates. I hope this thing goes off the rails. I think this could be, the shocker of 2023. I think there's going to be multiple shockers of 2023. So I am totally stoked about CYBL. Absolutely. Don't forget to leave a comment. Hey, if you guys want, if you're really enjoying this, hit the thanks button and donate to the channel. Always accepted. And all right, let's go. And here's another one that I've been looking at. I know this is one that Lisa Matthews brought up to me. And it says, do you see what's going on here? I don't like this. I got to figure this out. USMC is going to show me some stuff, but I don't like how it's doing that. There's a way around that. And I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it right. But you know what? Like I said, I'm just having a little fun here. That's what this is all about. The BFC is all about information sharing, keeping positive, keeping it real, and supporting each other with quality due diligence. And just, I really love getting people on for the interviews and picking their brain and learning a lot from the people in the trenches of the business world and in the OTC. And I'm hoping to grow this podcast, this show, so that way, we could have group conversations. I know George's coming back on, Miracle Investors coming on. I am hopeful that maybe one of my favorite guests, JP, would be on in the next couple of weeks, but I can't confirm nor deny that. And that would be a great opportunity for you guys to ask questions instead of me having to do it for you guys. That way you could say, why didn't you ask this? Why didn't you ask that? Well, you could ask him. And I'm sure he'll answer what he can if he has the chance to come on the show. I know I'm going to be reaching out. Actually, I have reached out to Justin Matthews. I'd like him to come on live of NUGN. I know that Nicholas Coriano would come back on. He was an excellent guest. And if you're covering, if you're on ticker Dddx, 3DX Industries, if you're into that one at all, they are going to have a Twitter Spaces on Sunday, this Sunday at 8. So you're going to want to tune into that. I think that company is completely undervalued. Watch that interview. If you're not in DDDX, watch the interview with Nicholas Coriano. I'll tell you right now, anytime, Scott Smith, anytime. I'm always going to cover these guys. They're two of my favorite stocks ever, Eyeless and CYBL. But Dddx, if you get a chance, look at the share structure, watch the interview with Nick Coriano. The guy has energy, he's ambitious. He's positive energy. and he's very clear when he speaks. He's passionate about what he does. You could tell he really embodies leadership. No whiskey tonight. It's Tuesday. Can't do it. I just can't. I just came back from Florida. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. It was it was one hell of a time in Florida. It was, and I do miss it. I mean, we were down there for about 8 days. It was beautiful, and coming back to cold, rainy Crapola in Buffalo was not. It was a miserable day. It was. I like getting sunburned. Well, not completely, but I love the sun. I like getting out there. We had a blast. I would totally go down to Florida again. That was my second time going in 3 months. Love it. Maybe I'll buy some property out there. But speaking of property, I'm going to give you guys an update on my little journey in the real estate venture. I have a final test next week to get certified officially by the state to be a licensed real estate agent. We'll see how that goes. I've did all my prerequisite hours, and it's a lot of information. I'll be honest, it was way more information than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be a little bit easier, but there's a lot to cover. But I can't wait to get out there and hopefully sell some homes and just get into it and just meet people and be a part of people's journey. There's nothing like owning your first home. I remember watching it, going through it. I'm sorry, myself and with my wife, and it's a really cool experience when you buy your first home. It's fun. You have to look through 20 houses or whatever. You want to make sure you get what you want, but we had a really good realtor, and hey, it was fun. Did you see any famous people in Florida like Vanilla Ice or someone else? Ozzy. I know Ozzy. I see Ozzy every day. No, but I did pass JLo's house in the Uber on the way to the hotel. Yes, we did pass JLo's house. All right, so the last one I wanted to talk about here today actually was, let's see, where are we at? This one was brought by Lisa Matthews, and there is a Telegram group. I'm going to get the information for you guys. I'm going to cover this one more. Dvlp. There's rumor that the financials, the annual, is going to be pushed back, but they have a lot in the works. They had a ton of revenue in December. The market cap is extremely low for said revenue, and I'm not going to get into the specifics of it. There's an article that I did cover briefly yesterday, but I'm going to get into that more. I'm going to break that down a little bit more. I'm going to be covering this one more. I would love to get a buy in here. If there's a delay in the filings, they're saying this could go dip back down to the 20s. I'm going to keep a big eye out on this one. I'm not buying in yet. A good buying point here. You can see it's moving up a little bit. I see 30 as a safe spot, but me being more picky now, not just diving in, I want to see some 20s. If I missed the ride on this one, I missed the ride on it. And that's one thing that I realize is, if you missed here and something's riding all the way up high and you're thinking, oh, this is great, I think I'm going to get in this because that's a smart move. It's not a smart move because you know what? Eventually it's going to sell off, and you don't want to ride something that is up 100 or 200%. As much as I like QIND, I'd rather just put my money in Eyeless right now because even though I called it at 28 cents multiple times, I didn't put into it, so it wasn't a part of my plan. So I'm learning little by little, but you could sort of see what's going on here. Like I said, I think 30 is safe, but if I have a chance to grab some 20s, even if it's a couple $100 worth, why the hell not? But I'll tell you guys, for those of you that are into DVLP, I'll tell you right now, I will. A lot of you guys are very passionate about DVLP, and a lot of people have been covering it. So that's it. So I would never want to reverse split. I have been in a few. It will kill the stock. Well, you know what? I think it wouldn't be beneficial. I think with the revenue that I know we're talking about Eyeless now, I would think, right, Paul? With the revenue that they're getting, and they're not bloating the share structure to high hell. That's just, there's no need for them to do that. So I think that their plan of action is great. If they get up, if their revenue in the next couple of years is, they're slated to nail hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue if everything works out, and we're talking about doing this even in a global recession. If they're able to pull this off, just imagine what they're going to be able to do when the market, returns, when the bull run returns. So that's it. I have no problem with, them not doing a reverse split. I don't want them to do a reverse split, quite frankly. I'm going to lock up some of my shares, and hopefully I'm going to get a percentage of shares back for locking up. And I think, there's probably going to be different options. I know Jord, who's going to be on Sunday, will, explain that further. But I'm going to tell you, like, he thinks it's going to be tiered based. I do think it's going to be based on a percentage of the shares that you lock up. And but I don't know. You know what? If I get a chance to ask JP again, I really want more. But it's contingent basically on what's going on with the subsidiaries and the uplist. I think we really want to focus on ERT at this point because they're working on an acquisition that has 60 plus million. And it's an acquisition that could put Eyeless on the map and put ERT on the map. So I think we need to wait to see what is being offered and what's going on with ERT. I think that's contingent. That's the contingency right there. So that is it. So that's all I got for you guys today. I wanted to do a little bit of the just a little bit of live and just sort of mess with this program here. And sorry if I'm droning on and on, but I really love doing this. I love doing the live shows. I can't wait to actually bring guests on. And I think it's just going to be fun. So if you guys have any comments, if you have any ideas, any suggestions, hit me on a DM at buffalofiresidechats@gmail.com. I have a Patreon. Click any of my videos. Check the Patreon out. There's BFC merch. The mugs are nice. And you know what? I actually want to start offering these nice shirts. They're actually very comfortable. He was right. He was right. Gene was not blowing smoke. The shirts are very, very comfortable. And so that's all I got for you guys. So keep that new intro. I'm definitely going to keep the new intro. Like I said, thank you to USMC over at the Eyeless Discord for that. And he's going to be joining us as well on the show. I want to build this puppy up. We're going to get to those 5,000 subscribers by the end of summer. And we're going to build a positive community. And we're going to have a lot of information sharing. If there's anything you guys want me to cover, hit me a DM and let's talk. You guys have a great night. And remember, there's more that binds us than breaks us. You guys have a good one. Peace out.